Hello, Joe from Joe K Models here. So it's certainly been a minute since I've had a chance to work on some models. I just got done moving, so as you can imagine, that has definitely taken up a lot of my time. I also had to work on a modeling area space in my new home, which that is finally complete, and everything is pretty much in place as far as what I need to do to get started. So with that being said, I'm ready to get back at it. And my next project that I'm going to be working on is this TB-3 aircraft that I actually got back earlier in the year, if some of you might remember that. And I just wanted to be clear on one thing. I was working on a Spitfire previous to this, and I was about halfway through. I'm going to get right back into that build as soon as I'm done with this one, but I wanted to start on it on this TB-3 because this is a request by someone, and for some various reasons I wanted to expedite this build for this gentleman. This guy actually was involved with this airplane during World War II, and I wanted to build it for him. So I'm going to start on this one, but I will be getting back to the Spitfire right after that. So this is a model that I received earlier in the year. It was shipped from the Ukraine. And I've been very anxious to get started on it. There's some different variants to choose from on it, as well as some PE parts, some different detail parts and that type of thing. So without further ado, let's open up the box and see what's inside. Alright, so this is Mars Models 14401 2-in-1. Scale is 1/144th. And here's their website down here if you want to check out some different offerings that they have. You can see on here the 2-in-1, you have two main types of aircraft that you can build here. You have this green one here, which has several different variants. And you also have the option to do the polar cargo aircraft, which you can see down here as well. The actual box here has some different ones that they also offer as well, so some interesting airplanes there from the Russians. So let's open this up and take a look. Okay, here's your instructions here. Okay, and here's all the parts. They got these pretty tightly wrapped up. Let's open this up and take a look. Alright, first up, here are those PE parts, and I'm loving the detail on these, so I'm excited to use those. Just to give you an idea of the scale, here are the wingspan. It's the size of my hand, so this is a pretty compact model for a bomber of this size, so I really like the scale of this. And here's a clear sprue, and this is going to be the sides of the aircraft. So here are the various sprues, and there's not a whole lot of parts here. There's some small ones, but it looks like some of these are bombs, so you might not need to be using those depending on what you want your TB-3 to come out as. There's some bomber variants and paratroopers, as well as the polar one, which probably doesn't require the bombs. But I'm really liking the detail on the actual structure of the airplane. I don't know if you can see this, but very fine detail here. You can see in the light here how the light shines. You can really get an idea of how fine that detail is. So let's take a look at the instructions and see how this builds up. Okay, first up on the instructions, you got a description of the airplane, some of the history here, and I'll pop some slides up if anybody wants to pause it and actually read through this. You also got the technical data down here. And then right here you just have a diagram of all the various sprue trees and everything that the model comes with. You also get this this color coding chart. It looks like they're using this GSI and Humbrol. I already looked up some of the different colors as far as how they translate to Tamiya. So I'm pretty sure I got most of these paints here or close proximities to them, but this is the chart here. And as you can see, the first few steps are building up the cockpit and putting the wings together as well as the body of the aircraft. Here, just putting the main assemblies together. Here's the PE parts with the wheels, putting that together. The part of the build that looks maybe the most fiddly is putting in these machine gun turrets at the top, so we'll have a closer look at that as we get into the build. And then here is just putting on the various, looks like the landing gear pieces, some more PE that goes on the airplane, and then some of these top pieces here. And then if you do go with a bomber variant, it does come with these bombs that can be placed here with the bomb racks and everything like that. It's got some separate instructions on those. And then we get to the actual variants of the aircraft. So this one here, the 1930 years, so this is that polar one. If you wanted to do that, this one has the instead of the landing gear to land on the snow. So very interesting one here. And it actually has some different directions that come with that particular airplane here, because it's going to be an enclosed cockpit where these other ones have open. So there's some differences here, so important that if you're going to be doing this one to plan it out and just look ahead. And here we have the different versions of the airplane here. And I've been kind of trying to figure out which one I wanted to build, trying to find out some history on the airplane and which one would be most appropriate to you know, the one that the gentleman was involved with. But you do have some different options here. Comes with the, you know, what year it was and the various markings and that type of deal. And then on the back here you got one, which this one has the actual camouflage on it and everything like that. So instructions look pretty good. Everything looks pretty self-explanatory as far as that's concerned. Last thing I'm going to show here are the decals. They look a little bit thick to me upon first glance, but we'll have to see how these work out. But that is everything that is included in the box. So I'm excited to get going on this and look forward to some videos coming up, just going through the various steps. And I don't want to really overcomplicate this one. I just want to do a clean build. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a hand painting or airbrushing on it. I haven't decided yet, but I want to keep this one pretty simple, pretty clean, expedite this out, and certainly looking forward to the build. So thank you so much. This is Joe from Joe K Models. I'll see you on the next one.